death.
You want me to read my notes?
My murder
Recap last session. One of you recap last session.
I can read my murder notes.
I think the guest cat should.
We discovered there were a lot of murders. Like, a lot of murders. And we ended up deciding to go check them out. We used my wolf and my palisman. I'm calling it a palisman. Where it's not a familiar, it's a palisman. We can deal with it.
It's a familiar.
Flavor! My palisman and my wolf decided to sniff out the victims in order to find where they were located. One of them happened... There were 3 in the bazaar. One was inside an alleyway. There was orange hair, slightly darker than Satara's hair around. Fingernails appeared to be dragged up the walls, about an inch deep or so. 2 to 3 tall, half a foot.
I'm gonna stop you there. A quick recap, not the entire session, minute by minute.
Okay.
Was a 4-hour session.
Okay. Either way, we discovered murders in an alleyway, a shanty town, from the bakery, the bridge, in the bazaar anyway. The slums, there was Hurleydorf, who told us about this murder. And in the entertainment zone, underneath the roller coasters, where we discovered that murder. And plan for today's was to head to the Royalty District to discover the other 2 murders that were in that section. However, yeah.
I'm royalty. They have a district
Yes.
named after me.
So true.
Totally.
Yeah.
We ended up spending the night back at the Pig and Pit after we finished going around and looking at everything. Once it hit midnight, we made our way back to the Pig and Pit to recap and reset.
Perfect. Then the long rest would have been done. And this morning, you awake to several visitors in the Pig and Pit. One of which, 2 of which you recognize, being the halfling from the guard station, who's here to check up on any sort of clues that you may have, and the other one is the butcher from the cave, who's making a delivery to Goran.
So
Who's
the
Goran
shady
again?
butcher has returned.
Goran's the
Oran's the
barkeep.
bark.
Okay, good.
He is a butcher and is making deliveries to places that would need meat.
I see.
Quick looks around. You won't find really many other people. Maybe a guard or 2 outside. You can see from the windows. No other patrons for any sort of breakfast rush. This place really isn't normally open during breakfast time anyway, but deliveries come in and guards can kind of do what they want. Especially knowing that you guys live here. He would specifically come up, the halfling would specifically come up and not come upstairs, but whoever may come downstairs would come up to the first person and ask them if they've made any progress on your investigations.
I'll have Satara walk down with her animals done. Mainly probably to get them some food.
Okay.
Would familiar creatures need to eat?
No.
Okay.
You can have them eat if you want to.
But they
They
wouldn't
will blow.
necessarily
Like, you could just...
need to.
They don't need it, but you
They
can
get
make
it
do it.
because it's like a little
They're
treat.
purely magical.
They get a little treat. A little scrap for a treat.
You can have other proficiency as a treat.
Essentially. So the halfling walked up to me to ask about if we found anything.
Yes.
Satara would probably explain about the hair she found.
That's the only thing you're gonna bring up?
How all the murders seem incredibly different to each other. Like, none of them are one of a kind. Like, all of them are one of a kind. None of them seem the exact same. So it doesn't look like it's a serial killer with like a
MO?
specific MO, yeah. It doesn't have a specific MO. It just kills. If it is one person, it appears every kill appears to be different. However, only one crime scene had hair, and it appeared to be the first one they looked at in the bazaar. And it had orange hair that was slightly darker than her own.
Okay. Yeah. He kind of bows his head for a little minute to think about what he should do going forward. Not really knowing what to do with a rash of murders that have nothing in common with each other, besides the fact that they are murders. Again, crimes. That sort of crime is extremely rare for the city as a whole. Usually you'll find like a pickpocket or like a breaking and enter, kind of just smash and grab sort of situation, but not a full-on murder. Not here. He asked about what you look to do going forward, and asked if he can talk to you and the group in private somewhere. Looking up the stairs as a little signal to go upstairs after he gives a quick peek to Goran and the butcher.
She'd agree to the private conversation, of course. What was the first part he'd asked?
He was just asking for, like, the plan going forward.
Right,
but
the plan going
during that whole conversation would have been upstairs, going forward. So he would follow you back up to whichever room if you want to gather everybody into one room. As it is still early, the morning chime hasn't even rang yet.
Could I have her grab like a suit from Goran and grabs for Wolf?
Yeah, he'll just set it out quickly while he continues to barter with the butcher.
She'd pick those up, head upstairs, and go and knock on some doors for mainly Enzo's and Ellie's, and say, "Hey, let's talk. Where do you want to do it?"
When was the bugbear
Oh,
inside
see.
my room?
Shut the hell up.
The bugbear was
I crawl out from under the desk.
Enzo being tired and wondering what he just saw from the corner of his eye.
I slept in my room.
Plan?
Sorry, my mouth was full.
I'll have Satara say that let's go into Enzo's room to talk. Considering she doesn't really want anyone in her room.
Alright. Flavorfully, you'll go into Enzo's room. You don't gotta move tokens around, it's fine.
But I
If you don't want to. Fine.
And the
Be my
bugbear remains
guest.
under my desk.
I go back to my spot.
The feline and its animals remain on the other bed. The bugbear goes under my desk. And then... the human? I think?
We're leaving the guard just in the direct center of the room.
Yeah, the guard will stand in the center of the room.
Everyone's just looking at him.
It's like a cult.
I mean,
Satara's
that is...
just like shoveling her soup into her mouth because it's
Yeah, he wants to be in the center of the room for people to bounce ideas of what should be happening.
So could we come to a conclusion that this could be a group murder? Because, what if it happened all at once?
Unless I say otherwise, I'll just be speaking as Satara for right now.
It's usually...
Yeah.
Usually you want to do that and then say out of character, and
Okay,
then give your
okay.
idea.
Again, this is all pretty new to me, so...
Yeah, no, it's entirely fair. I understand. There is no asterisks that you can see here.
Exactly. you can only speak.
Your voice is now italicized permanently.
You have to speak in italics.
Yeah, saying I
You just
in
whisper.
D&D, saying I is understandable as you are your character.
Right.
So you'd be talking as your character.
So I'm thinking this could maybe be multiple people. It's incredibly possible considering how there's no specific MO and everything seems incredibly different. One thing I'm just remembering is in the slums, those two murders appeared to be one of the most violent, I think. With the one...
There's only one in the slums.
Well, the one in the slums and the one just outside of the slums. The one inside the slums was essentially exploded by magic, it looked like.
Why would that happen, like, this one night? Like, why would everyone decide to, like, just kill people?
It was
In one night.
What time was it that our characters got back? From
We got back at, like,
About midnight.
So we got back from midnight, and we woke up at what time?
Maybe around 8:30, 10. Or 8:39, sorry.
8:39 from midnight. There.
8:32, 9 a.m.
That means in that span of 8 hours, I presume. Right. They traveled. If it was one person, they
well, it
traveled.
wasn't last night, it was the night before that.
Or, well,
Night
yeah, the night
previous.
before. Yeah. So, hypothetically, it could be. I do believe it's a group because there's no way in. There were 10 bodies in like separate districts that was so far apart they could not have made it on foot.
It could be something like a group of bandits or maybe even violent thieves.
Yeah. Can we go back to the what's it called? The station to see if we could examine more of the bodies and like their items and identities? Maybe it was like a hit.
We know someone used magic.
Got like some weird ass claws on the wall.
Yeah, at least
guard-
someone.
Would the bodies even give us any information? Cause you're
No,
already,
no,
like,
not much of, not much else that
We
you
examined.
yeah.
would
Yeah,
have
we
seen.
examined the site, but like we don't know if like what if all people who were murdered were linked to each other? You know, like what if?
We already looked at them though, and there
Yeah,
didn't seem to be like any
there
major
was-
connection.
There was absolutely no link between any of these bodies. That's why it's extremely strange because they're in every part of this city.
So it's just random murders. And they were
Yeah.
no incentive right now, at least. Okay.
And that's why we probably should continue finding the bodies.
Well, all the bodies were.
All the bodies
already
are back.
at the
I mean,
station.
the spots. Sorry,
Yeah.
where they were killed.
Because there's
Yeah.
5 left currently that you haven't seen.
Well, let's get to it then, shall we?
Yeah, it's the other half. So
Yeah, you got in one half so far. The guard just, I guess, nods his head slowly, and waves you off. Not really sure if you have much of a plan at all after hearing that. Doesn't really seem like you have any major clues as to whether it's a single person job or a group effort. But he waves you off and exits. And then maybe about 5 to 10 seconds after you hear the door to the pig and pit close, you hear a scream from downstairs.
Downstairs in the pig and pit.
Downstairs in the pig and pit.
Okay.
Goran.
A very, very gruff scream.
ooh.
What would you like to do?
I will have
I would like to
Sitar
investigate.
dart her fucking way down there to figure out what the fuck just happened.
I swear to God, if it's Goran.
That's what I'm
Get
saying.
people behind. If someone got killed, girl, like I'm not being in the front of the line of everyone getting killed. I'll like.
She'll
Bring
have
her
left her
back.
animals behind because they're like nibbling on her food. Maybe her familiar would follow, considering that it doesn't really need food. It likes the taste of food, but it doesn't need food.
Okay. Everybody just shuffling down, or
Yep.
But I'm behind everyone because
you're
I would
scared?
not like to die if someone just died.
I run head
Okay,
first.
you don't see anybody downstairs anymore. The inn is just empty.
Hmm.
How many people were in it before?
somebody make an investigation. There was you guys, Goran, the butcher, the guard.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there's
Investigation?
Investigation check. One of you.
I have. Oh, okay.
I have a +3.
I do as well.
Let me take a look at mine.
I think my
I
investigation is
also have
great.
a +3.
Everybody's so good at investigating. 12. You don't really see any signs of anything at all. You're not really sure where the scream would have came from. But you don't see anybody still. So you're a little iffy on that.
May I also roll to investigate?
Yeah, go ahead and give me one. 16. About the same thing, really. You don't see anything in your immediate surroundings.
Let's go check like the back room, maybe the kitchen area. See if anyone's back there. That'll be the either that or they ran outside. There's not really other many places they could be.
Okay. Who's
And
checking
if
back?
someone died, I'm pretty sure. You know, the body would not be dragged outside. It'd probably be dragged somewhere hidden.
I just realized
saying
we
someone's
just
dead,
finished a
but-
long rest, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So
Everybody's spell slots are refreshed. Your health, if you used a hit die, well, there was no combat, so.
Can I have Sitar use her familiar, like see through its eyes in order to go check the back?
Is that something
Considering that's
wizards
one-
can do?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, up to 100 feet.
100 feet. Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Is that 100 feet? Or...
You can see
Yes.
and hear through the familiar, but then you can't see or hear otherwise. You just
I-
replace your senses with the
Yeah.
familiar.
That's
I
definitely
can't see
at
as
least
myself.
100. Yeah.
Well, I'll have my
I
little
mean-
familiar sneak attack.
Sure. Make an investigation check for me again.
Oh, wrong one. That's intimidation.
The
we
kitchen
go.
is so scared. A 9. Upon first glance, not really anything out of the. I mean, you've never been back here, but not really much out of the ordinary from a normal kitchen, except there's a cauldron on the far end, and out from the top of it, you might think that a shoe is sticking out.
Ew. So, who's gonna check that out? Because it sure as hell's not gonna be me.
Do you even know it's there?
That's a good question.
Enzo,
'Cause so
what are you
far-
doing?
Should I do an investigation?
Are you in there?
I'm right up
At
here.
this point,
Forgot
it's
to move my character.
it's an inkling from Sitara through her familiar
Oh, yes.
on the
sorry.
far end of
Yes.
the kitchen.
My brain only processed like half of the fact.
That's okay.
Got you. My bad.
Unless Sitara relays this to the party. It's
She
always
mentioned
viable.
that she sees something in the cauldron that doesn't look quite right.
Stick
She's
my
not.
hand in-
She's not quite positive. She's sure of what she sees.
Not the soup.
The soup has been sullied.
I'd like to go in and reach my hand in the cauldron.
All right. You reach your hand in and you find a very warm body.
Oh,
Whose body?
Would you like to look into the cauldron?
I would like to look into the cauldron.
You don't know. There's green skin and no head.
Wait,
Where's Goran?
the skull lady really wanted it.
did someone have green skin that we knew?
Goran was
Barkeep.
an orc.
Goran?
Goran wasn't working.
Goran? Oh,
Was? Hold
My-
on, the DM just said
Jeremiah
was, as in
My-
was a
past tense.
bullfrog. Ain't nobody gonna understand that reference.
oh, my soup man.
I know this.
Uh,
My fault.
I think I do. Maybe.
So, Goran is missing, and there's a green headless body inside the cauldron.
Yummy! Wow! Dinner! It's gonna be
Wait,
great
who
dinner tonight.
screamed? Who was the one who screamed?
We don't
It
know.
sounded like a gruff scream, is what I recall.
Goran could have been
Someone-
murdered
Eh,
right
wait,
there.
Just
I don't
killed
know.
Goran.
Hold on, and the bar is empty, right? The pig and
Bar
pit
is empty.
besides us.
Yep. There's nobody else here except for you and this decapitated body.
Hold on.
Is there the guard upstairs?
No, he left.
Uh,
He left in about 10 seconds after you heard the door close. The scream was heard.
Is it possible for Satara to unlink with her familiar and run out to go look for that guard?
Sure. As Satara would run out, she would not see the guard anywhere, but there is just somebody that was kind of pushed out of the way. They're still kind of catching their breath from being like shoved to the ground. They're picking themselves up, dusting themselves off, and reaching for the door to come back in. It's just there's nobody important, nobody you've seen before. It's just like a regular citizen of the town.
She'd stop him and be like, "Hey, did you see anybody suspicious leaving this building?"
An orc left in a hurry.
An orc?
Nobody suspicious. Yeah, I believe it's the owner of this place. I was just gonna come in to get a drink, but he didn't really say anything, and he knocked me to the ground. It's kind of rude.
Uh-huh. Okay.
he's in there,
I see.
and
Is
we're
it-
out here.
What
Is there
if-
something you needed from me,
what if-
or is this place
Uh,
open, or?
We just discovered another murder.
Oh,
Yeah, and I was
Oh.
worried it was Goran.
huh. Well, I mean, like is Goran an orc? Because like,
He is, right?
I like
Out of character?
Yes.
yes, out of
Okay.
character he is.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so is
green
that who
skin.
like knocked me out of the way?
He might have if if you say it looks like the barkeep.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. So, hypothetically, I don't want to waste this, but out of character, if I cast Detect Magic, am I gonna find anything? Maybe someone who's invisible using
We'll
magic?
find out.
You should cast Detect Magic and find out.
You don't ask.
Hey,
Just do it.
What?
I cast Detect Magic in the Pig and Pit to see if there was anyone hiding.
You do not see any form of magic whatsoever.
God damn it, I just wasted a spell slot for that. Alright, great.
I mean, it wasn't really a waste. We know that there's nobody still in the building.
It's
Yeah.
good for clues. It's
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
it's not a waste.
At least we
And
know
you
we're
can-
not gonna get killed.
and
next.
again-
And like,
I'm not gonna metagame say that you're not gonna find anything before you cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The-
what I
the
was
spell?
Yeah,
saying.
no, that's why I was like, just
Yeah.
cast it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
You
How meta
cast
is it?
it,
That like
and
kind of
then
ruins the fun of the game. Is just
Yeah, that's
asking,
true.
will I find anything? Should I not do this?
yeah.
That ruins the fun of the mystery.
take a leap. No magic in
You
the
might, you
pig
might
pit
fall off a
whatsoever.
cliff, but it's the thought
Okay.
that counts.
It's the thought that counts. Alright, yep.
As Satar, continuing talking to this guy, it's out of character. It's really weird getting back into character.
Yeah.
I'm so not used to it yet.
Nah, I feel that.
Getting back into character. Did with that information, did you see anybody shifty leaving? Like anybody who looked like nervous or something like that? Maybe they looked like they were looking around a lot. Maybe.
No. Again, it was just like I saw the guard coming my way from this way, but I don't know if he was coming from here, like the guard captain. And then I saw the orc leave, and then he pushed me over. Like I was just about to come inside. I was hand on the door, but
Yeah.
like he pushed me down and just jetted.
Okay. Thank you for the help, though.
Yeah.
I'd suggest getting home and getting safe, because I don't think this is very safe right now.
If you said that there's been another murder, I believe you.
Yeah, and considering I live here, that's not a great feeling.
Huh. No, for sure. Good luck? And he'd turn around and hurry his way back home.
You know what? You know what Goran did? He really was like, someone just got fucking murdered. Goodbye. Didn't even tell us. He just left.
I would.
Doesn't even care about Sataro. No, he just left. He
Enzo
gone.
has a revelation. I think it was the halfling.
The guard captain?
I think it was either one of the guards or the captain. Because we just woke up, alright. They show up at our front door. The second they leave, someone finds a body. What if they
He
had
was
placed that
here
body
before,
when
though.
they...
Not to mention,
God damn
Butcher,
it.
the shady butcher from the cave was also in here when we woke up.
And now he's not.
He was with the guards.
But he was there.
He wasn't with the
Didn't-
guards. He was just also here. He was dropping stuff off for Goran.
Didn't that guy
Oh.
say he thought he saw Goran walking out of the building?
Yeah.
He saw an orc walking out of the building.
Kind of running, right? Like he was.
Yeah, he was rushed. Not afraid,
Yeah,
but he was
pushed him out of the
rushing.
way.
He wasn't afraid. He wasn't nervous. He's just. To him, it just seemed like he had somewhere to be.
That's sus.
Didn't I Misty step over?
To what?
Actually, no, if they were running, they're already probably too far.
Yeah, they are out.
Misty step, yeah.
You've been here for
Either
at
way, I'll
least
have
like 20
Safar
minutes.
relay the information she just learned about supposedly Goran running out of the building.
And then we didn't. There wasn't anyone else that was green in here before, right?
Not that I recall.
Nope. Halfling
Now there's.
was like an olive complexion, and the butcher you know to be very Caucasian in nature.
Well,
the-
there's certainly some sort of green orc-looking thing that we don't know the identity of. And so Goran was either running away or is just fucking dead in a cauldron. So lovely, good to know.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's not much else that's here. There's not really, can't really find any like clues per se. I probably should go keep investigating what we can. The sooner we investigate, the sooner, you know,
Should we?
no one
maybe
else
go
dies, because I'm
and-
not gonna die.
Should we maybe go to the what's it called, the guard station, and tell them what we just found?
Yes.
Fuck them. I guess yes, it'd probably make more sense than fuck them, but you know.
If we're working with them right now, then yes.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
y'all think
But
there's
also
any more
we-
information we could find out here while we're here? And at what appears to be the crime scene?